best versus the best.
Absolutely right.
Let's make the best fight in boxing.
And you and Tank is a fight that should happen. It absolutely should happen. And I believe it will. I mean, you guys are both in charge of your career. I think it's a good style matchup. Like you said, the networks are out of the way. The promoters are out of the way. He's flexible. You're flexible. I don't see why it wouldn't happen. When you guys meet, how does that fight play out?
Man, I ain't gonna give you no games.
You think I'm going to jump on the phone with Tank right after?
No, I would tell you this. I'm going to come out victorious.
Okay. Yeah.
That's what I stand by.
All right. What's good? It's your boy Fanon, man, and I am happy this fine Sunday morning as reports are coming out and debates are taking place about Shakur Stevenson and Gervonta Davis fighting in September.
Shakur Stevenson stunned the boxing world with a fiery live interview, dropping a bombshell announcement about a potential clash with Gervonta Davis. The undefeated star spoke with conviction, fueling speculation of a mega fight that could redefine the lightweight division and ignite one of boxing's most anticipated rivalries.
Work together. Am I in the plans? Because I want the fight.
I'll tell you this. Tank has definitely said repeatedly, I want to fight Shakur. I want to fight Shakur.
If that's the case, if I'm a free agent now, I'm doing whatever I want, I'm on here fighting these guys, am I in the plans? Like, is this 6-fight deal something that's real, or was that like...
No, he's definitely got a plan. And there's a lot of fighters which are sort of in group. You sort of say, okay, here's the list of fighters that I'm planning on fighting. It might be 6 fighters, it might be 4, it might be 8. But when you lay out a plan like that, a deal like that, it's sort of like, okay, sometimes it's like 8 fighters, even though it's 6 fights, because not everybody's available all the time. So Shakur is definitely in that plan.
Okay.
And
I'm there, so it's going to happen.
Shakur just want to know why Jake Paul skipped the line. Let's get to the meat of it. Like, how he skipped the line?
Former fighter and boxing analyst Greg Hackett believes a fight between Gervonta Davis and Shakur Stevenson could happen in 2026. He suggests growing momentum and fan demand may finally push both sides to agree, making it one of the most anticipated matchups in boxing. He posted on X, Tank versus Shakur September 2026. Terrence Crawford is confident that Stevenson would beat Tank despite criticism that Shakur is boring. Crawford says his defensive skills are elite and Tank would struggle to land clean punches against him.
Shakur, that's the fight. Everybody want to see that. That's the 50-50, I think, you know what I'm saying? I've been saying 50-50. I told both of them that. That's a toss-up to me. No bias. Don't just say that because it's your man. Who you got winning that?
I got Shakur.
Are you saying that because that's your man and you don't like Tank?
No. Hey, like I said, I respect Tank. Boxing, he's one of the ones.
Yeah.
we gonna take his personality and personal things out of it. But boxing, he's definitely talented.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he's definitely got that it. And he's definitely respected in boxing. But Shakur is a different fighter. Shakur is different. People may call him boring. People may say he can't punch. But they say the same thing about Floyd. Because they defensive fighters.
Yeah.
Tank is not going to be able to hit Shakur like he hit everybody else. And he know that. Tank is great for what he do. And I respect Tank in the ring and his skills and his power and his attribute and he's smart.
Yeah.
He's definitely smart. He can box his ass off. And I'm not saying I would pick Shakur just because our differences. I'm telling you as a fighter.
Yeah.
I will pick Shakur because I don't believe Tank will be able to land those big shots on Shakur like he does everybody else.
Right.
Shakur defense is just too tight. And
in an old interview, Mike Tyson said a fight between Shakur Stevenson and Gervonta Davis would be very interesting to watch. He explained that Shakur doesn't even need to hurt him to win. He just has to outscore him with skill and movement. Tyson also believes Tank is a kind of opponent who could bring out Shakur's absolute best performance.
Who will win out of Shakur and Gervonta?
Yeah.
Gervonta Davis?
Yeah.
Wow, that's a good fight. That's a good fight. I like to go with Tank because of the, everyone's going to go with Tank, but it would be a very interesting fight.
How could, for us that are not boxing analysts, how could Shakur beat him if he can't hurt him? That would be my question.
Listen, you don't have to hurt him, you just have to outscore him. Shakur takes a good shot, though. He's a specialist. That's why some fights that he doesn't look good in, because he's so superior. And it's boring watching sometimes. But he's a specialist. He knows what he's doing. He's hard to beat.
So when the speed picks up and the aggression starts,
to bring out the best in Shakur, you gotta pressure him like Tank. Tank will bring out the best of him, and we'll see a great fight. Tank is just a monster.
According to insiders, certain influential figures may attempt to sabotage negotiations, citing promotional conflicts, financial risks, or concerns over timing.
It's a system. They are not these people are bought and paid for. We already know that. So the people that they support want Shakur Stevenson to go up to 147 to fight guys like Conor Ben, to fight guys like whoever at 147 pounds, right? But what will that make Shakur? Let's just be real. What does that make Shakur? That is going to make Shakur, basically, he's going to be stuck being an undercard fighter. Like he's been stuck being.
These experts argue that rival networks, promoters, and vested interests could obstruct progress, fearing the bout's magnitude might disrupt existing business models. That's a system.
The boxing business, you get fighters, they go back and forth on Twitter, and they be like, let's fight. You got to put the business in between that, because fighters will be fighting all the time just because they're arguing back and forth. But the business got to make sense. So it's always about the bag. So that's why I feel like Turk Al-Sheikh come in, because he'll say, hey, here go the money, get these fights to happen. That's why I can't believe that Bud have to move up 2 weight classes to fight Canelo, and David Benavidez was right there at 168 comfortably. That's why the business of boxing took over. But I respect Shakur for actually saying he want the fight. Where is he at in the 6 fight deal? And where is he at in the 6 fight deal? Is his 3rd fight or something like that with Tank?
It's a good question.
It's early. It might be 2 or 3 fights in.
You sure?
Analysts explain that boxing isn't just about fighters calling each other out. It's a business first. Even if fighters demand a fight, deals only happen when the financial side makes sense. That's why money plays the biggest role in making major matchups happen.
It's like, obviously, Shakur Tio was the hot fight that just happened, and now Shakur, obviously a hot fighter with his dominant win. Give me the one fight you would love to see 2 guys right now who are in their prime.
Off of that victory this weekend, I would love to see Shakur and Gervonta. I think Gervonta and anybody any of the top guys at that weight class is a great fight. Gervonta, Shakur, Gervonta Tio, Gervonta Keyshawn. I mean, that 135 to 140 pound weight class is hot right now. You know what I mean? But that would be a great fight. I think probably that would be one of the fights that be the most anticipated. If they can make happen, Gervonta Davis and Shakur Stevenson. By no means it would be easy for either fighter. We just seen that Shakur Stevens was able to shut a great fighter like Teofimo down and made him look silly. So that would be a great fight, and a big shout out to Shakur Stevens becoming a 4-time division champion. He's on legendary status. He's on his way.
Despite the inside politics, fans want this fight desperately. Boxing media expert Max Calandrillo captured the sentiment perfectly, tweeting, Shakur Stevenson versus Gervonta Davis is easily one of the biggest fights in boxing. David Benavidez said that the #1 fight he wants to see is Tank versus Shakur Stevenson. He emphasized that such a matchup would be among the most anticipated in boxing. A dream clash that fans hope can be made possible in the near future.
Shakur Stevenson and Tank Davis is the best fight in boxing to be made. I think it happens next year.
Break down each one of these fighters, extraordinary fighters, historical fighters, strength. No, break down what is each one's strength.
Yeah.
And what is each one weakness.
I think I think out of the 3 of them, I actually like Shakur the most. Because again, when I can look at you and not see what you see, to me that is extraordinary. Shakur is, again, it's like he's been there before. I watched him move in the ring, and he moves before the guy even throws his punch. You know what I mean? Like I saw him do that, and then to see him do that in live time in actual fights. There's a difference between sparring and doing what you do in sparring, and then being that comfortable in a fight. A lot of guys don't come to the ring as comfortable as Shakur is.
Once the headgear come off in them,
and he mean too.
Yeah,
and he mean too. You know what I mean? I think that's the best thing that Shakur got going for him is his reflexes.
Former welterweight champion Sean Porter views a potential showdown between Davis and Shakur as the best possible fight to be made in the sport of boxing. Porter, speaking on a podcast, believes that this matchup is a match made in heaven.
You've left the sport in good hands, and I believe you have as well. What are 3 fights that you want to see happen this year across any division?
It's tough to say because there are so many big fights to be made. I would love to see Punchy Davis versus Devin Haney. I would love to see Bam versus
Terrence Crawford revealed his top 3 dream fights for 2026, spotlighting Shakur Stevenson versus Gervonta Davis, Keyshawn Davis versus Devin Haney, and now Inoue versus Jesse Bam Rodriguez. The pound-for-pound star believed these matchups could electrify boxing fans worldwide, blending elite skill, power, and legacy-defining stakes into unforgettable showdowns.
He knows that. That's why he's like, he's boring. He's this, he's that. He's trying to diminish everything that Shakur have done, so it's not marketable. But he can't do that because Shakur is what, 3-weight world champion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like, you see right now.
Like how many actual real titles have Shakur? I mean, Tank have had like what, 2?
Yeah, I think 2. He got
real,
WBA right
real
now,
titles.
the real one.
You know, and Pedraza, he drank Pedraza. And,
that's what Keyshawn said. But I feel like if you're the A side, you get the you know what I'm saying?
I'm just saying, but like let's do it on a even playing field. Like give that man enough time to train. You know
Crawford has openly criticized Davis, suggesting he knows he cannot defeat Shakur Stevenson. Crawford believes Tank downplays Shakur's achievements and labels him boring as a way to avoid fighting him. He argues this is a deliberate tactic to protect his reputation rather than face a stylistically difficult opponent. According to Crawford, Shakur's elite defense and ring IQ make him a dangerous matchup that Tank would struggle with, especially since he may not be able to land clean punches. He has repeatedly backed Stevenson to win, saying Tank cannot match his technical ability. Shakur Stevenson has long pursued the fight, but has yet to materialize, fueling ongoing debate about whether Gervonta Davis is intentionally avoiding the challenge.
Face of boxing, and he get a lot of knockouts that people kind of making it like, if you ain't doing what Tank doing, then they gonna say it's boring. Do you feel like it's because of how his style is that they kind of putting that on you, like wanting you to do that?
People is blessed with different ability. He's blessed with a God-given ability that he crack you 9 times out of 10, you gonna go down. That's his ability.
Yeah.
I'm blessed with God-given eyes. A lot of people don't understand how good my eyes is. I can see really good. Like punches coming my way, I know how to get away from them.
Right.
At any given time. Our abilities are just different, so they probably are judging me from a scale of him, but at the end of the day, he's a great fighter. He's a special fighter. But
Has there been any talks with Tank's team?
They reached out, but we told them to come back with an offer. And as far as that, we ain't heard nothing since then. Me and him fighting each other, we'll seal the deal on the kings of that division, the kings of this era, the kings of everything. So, like I've been saying it for years, the moment is gonna come, and when it happens, I'll be ready.
Why does Shakur Stevenson beat Gervonta Davis?
Because that I'm a better skilled boxer. I mastered the art of hitting and not getting hit, and he will be the person that will have to change up his style. He can't go out there and box and lose rounds. He will have to change up his style and just become full blast aggressor to try to have a chance.
Shakur Stevenson has often spoken about how a potential fight with Gervonta Davis would come down to their very different natural abilities. He explained that both fighters are blessed in completely different ways, making the matchup stylistically unique and highly debated among fans. He said Tank is gifted with devastating punching power, able to hurt or stop opponents with a single clean shot. In contrast, he described himself as being blessed with exceptional vision and defensive awareness, saying he can read punches early and avoid them with ease.
I was asking that just from a fighter, you know what I mean?
No, I got you.
Tank is my youngin', but I just wanted to know from a fighter's perspective, do you ever see, when you talking about two of the best fighters in boxing, forget about all the bullshit that he's dealing with, boxing, will we ever see that? That's where I was coming from.
No, I got you, but like I said, if any fighter have an issue with me, because I feel like Tio was jealous of me. I told him this several times. Any fighter have any issue with me,
let's do it.
Sign the contract, turn the lights on bright, let millions come around the seats to see what's happening. And
Shakur responded to the idea that Gervonta Davis might be hesitant to fight him by saying it's simple. Fighters just need to move on and focus on making the fight happen. He explained that his question was coming from a fighter perspective, wanting to know if a clash between two of the best in boxing will ever take place regardless of outside issues. He acknowledged Tank as one of the youngest top fighters, but kept the focus on competition.
Who have Shakur? What have Shakur done? What have he done in the sport? He haven't done nothing. The young one is looking more better than him. Who that? The Keyshawn. Keyshawn looking way more better than this. I keep screaming his name. He haven't done nothing. Keyshawn haven't even done nothing.
So what do you say to those who
I
might
keep
be
saying
afraid?
his name for?
So what do you say to those who might be saying that, Tank is afraid of Shakur?
Afraid of what? Afraid of what? Us fighters, if we're afraid of something, it got to be somebody hitting us and hurting us. Like, he don't have no offense. Everything is defense. Defense only win in basketball and football.
Gervonta Davis dismissed suggestions that he fears Shakur Stevenson, making it clear he doesn't view him as a dangerous opponent. He emphasized that fighters are usually concerned about knockout power, which he feels is missing in Shakur's style. Davis also criticized a heavy focus on defense, arguing that while it may look impressive, it doesn't win fights in boxing the same way it might in other sports. Davis expressed confidence in his own aggressive approach, believing his power and forward pressure will be more effective than a purely defensive strategy in a high-level matchup.
Tank is a guy, man. Tank's the guy I want to see Shakur fight next. However, I already know what it's gonna be. Shakur definitely knows that he's gonna have to take short money if that was gonna happen. They're gonna use that against him. I get it. They're gonna say, well, look, you don't sell out no arenas, you don't bring anything to the table, so why? They're gonna say you're gonna run all night, you're gonna this. So they're gonna say everything they possibly can for the fight not to happen. But I think the fight should happen. Again, my money's on Shakur. I think the defense wins championships. I could be wrong. Tank is an animal. He can fight. But he has yet to be in the ring with a guy that's as smart as Shakur and a guy that's on his level, IQ level. I still got Shakur because defense, you can't hit him. You can't hit him, bro. Like, Tank got the bomb, but if Tank can't land that bomb or figure out a way to land that bomb.
Timothy Bradley shared a more balanced view when discussing a potential fight between Shakur Stevenson and Gervonta Davis. He said the next fight he wants to see is Shakur in a big matchup like this, while he has always leaned towards Shakur winning. Recent performances slightly changed his perspective. Bradley explained that Shakur sometimes fights at the level of his competition, which creates small doubts. Even so, he still favors Shakur overall because of his superior boxing skills. However, Bradley admitted he can now see a possible path for Tank to win.
Alvarez, if you had to put money on a fight, I know you don't bet on fights, and the fight was Gervonta Davis against Shakur Stevenson, who would you say would win?
Look, Shakur Stevenson is a good fighter. He moves a lot, and it's very difficult to get hit, to hit him. But I like Gervonta Davis.
Okay.
He's a really good fighter. He hits hard, and he knows how to go forward. So,
in an interview, Canelo Alvarez was asked who would win in a fight between Davis and Stevenson. He first showed respect for both fighters, saying Shakur is very skilled, moves a lot, and is extremely difficult to hit cleanly. However, he also highlighted Gervonta's strengths, praising his punching power, forward pressure, and ability to finish fights. After weighing both styles, he ultimately said he would put his money on Gervonta to win. Canelo believed Tank's aggression and power could be the deciding factor, even against Shakur's defensive skill and movement.
Any real momentum off of that fight with Teofimo Lopez. What did he get? He got a bunch of systematic press. People talking about the fight for about a week and how great he is. And after that, it went right back into nobody talking about Shakur. Because Shakur Stevenson he's just not a big star. But he can be a big star if he fights somebody like Gervonta Davis. That's the ticket for him right there. Is the fight between him and the guy that's the most popular guy in that weight class, or anybody below Canelo Alvarez, really. But you know, we live in this era where YouTube channels like The Boxing Voice, like Showbiz the Adult, like these other guys want to prescript and prescribe movements for fighters that really don't do anybody any good other than the backers.
A fight with Davis would give Shakur Stevenson the true star momentum he has been chasing. Despite his impressive performance against Teofimo Lopez, that bout didn't elevate him to the mainstream spotlight in the way fans expected. Tank, however, carries immense drawing power, global recognition, and a reputation for explosive knockouts. Facing him would not only test Stevenson's defensive brilliance and ring IQ, but also place him on the biggest stage boxing has to offer. The clash would be more than a contest of skills. It would be a defining moment for Stevenson's career, potentially transforming him from a respected technician into a household name. Victory over Davis could cement his legacy and finally deliver the superstar status he deserves.